I see a lot of agents hit 10, 12 deals and they think they made it. Stability comes when you understand three things. Before we get into the video, if you're an agent trying to be consistent in your closings and you're trying to figure out, what your income is going to be without trying to do month-to-month stuff, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because what I want to do is break down actual numbers behind real estate business. And guys, it's not a motivation, it's not a theory, but it's exact activities that lead to closings for your business. So now let's be honest. Most new agents hit 8, 10, 12 deals, 12 closings a year. Now, this is area specific because West Coast, you might do fewer deals but bigger numbers. East Coast, you're gonna do a lot more deals but less numbers. It's just kind of area specific, so don't hold me to all these numbers. But there is a number. So let's use 10 deals here in this market in the Southeast, right? I see a lot of agents hit 10, 12 deals and they think they made it. I call it they made it-itis because they think they know everything. But then reality kind of hits, especially around tax time, because guys, they're like, hold on, 10 deals, $300,000 sales price, cool, do the math, carry the one, do the insurance, carry the taxes, like this shit sucks. And I not only think I haven't made it, but I'm not making my bills. And then you start questioning everything. You're like, hold on, I'm making calls, I'm posting online, I'm doing open houses, hopefully not. And somehow my effort doesn't actually match my income. And you start going, am I lazy? Is that why I'm not doing this many deals? Like, what is it? And it's not laziness, guys. It's just, you're not consistent. And it's hard. It really is. And 10 deals sounds great. I call it weightlifting. So if you do 10 deals your first or second year, it feels good. If you were to do 20, you're just too heavy. You can't do it. You're going to crash out. So it is a natural buildup. So this is for those agents to know, hey, once you hit 10 deals, great milestone. What's the next one? And guys, this is not about pushing the limits and being like, you always got to do more, but you do need to get to an equilibrium so you can provide for yourself, your family, whoever, and that you feel like your effort is actually equaling the money that you're making. So I want to break down how you can survive in this business and those numbers. So here's what's really happening. Most agents assume a handful of deals a year is stability. But in reality, you're dealing with 3 silent problems that most people actually don't know. And one of them is how many deals you actually need to do just to stay afloat. You also don't know how much income you're actually making per deal. You think you do, but usually that's gross. Got a ton of videos on this, right? And what you also don't know is how many conversions it takes weekly to get to a closing monthly. So you end up doing a lot more work than you should be doing because you don't have that predictable income. You're just spinning your wheels. You're that duck with the foot underwater going 1,000,000 miles a minute, right? So here's what I really want to help you with, is building a sustainable, stable income, because by the end of this episode, I want you to know exactly how many deals you need to survive, what your take home per deal is, and how to calculate your actual survival number. So if you can do those, survival number, your take home, and the actual deal amount, you're going to be good on your way knowing how many deals you need so you feel like your effort is equal in the income and the cash in your bank. And like I always say, guys, if you're watching these videos, you've got hustle. You're out there trying to learn. You're trying to find out new ways to be productive and provide for yourself. So I doubt your problem is hustle. It's just that real estate production, it's a game. And most of us don't know the rules to the game. So we just start playing a game and don't know what we're doing. And we start doing everything. We start doing stuff that doesn't make sense. We're posting 17 times a day and weird TikTok dances and we're doing open houses because that's what our broker told us to do. That should be a deal. And it's just inefficient activities. And when you do these inefficient activities, there's hidden cost to it. There's actual monetary cost to doing an open house that nobody comes to. And there's a time cost and a mental cost, a cognitive cost that gums up your brain, that makes you think I'm doing something, and you've got no room to be creative to actually do something that will move the needle. So there is cost involved in everything you do. So just doing something does not actually gonna make you have more deals. And I just want to reiterate, stability comes when you understand 3 things: survival number, your real net per deal, and the activities required to consistently hit both of those numbers above. And once that clicks for you all, everything will change. And I want to encourage you, go to your office, look around. There are some people that just got this rhythm. They got this system and they're consistent, right? They're just closing 2, 3, 4 houses a month. And it's just like, how do they do that? You've got that person. I guarantee you, they go, how the hell do they do it? Guys, they unlocked the rhythm, right? They figured out the math. They figured out what works They figured out how much they get paid for things that work, and they figured out how many of those things they need to hit the number they want. And it becomes a system. It becomes a game, and they have unlocked the 13th level that you're not even close to. As a reiterator, I have a whole video on calculating your survival number, but it's 3 major things, right? Personal expenses, business expenses, and taxes. All of them together, that's your survival number. Those are the bills you have to pay every month to keep making sure that you can keep driving your car. You can keep getting on the MLS, stuff like that. And then I want you to take your average commission, and I want you to subtract everything that you owe out of that, right? So desk fees, copier fees, whatever it is, and I want you then to divide that into 2. And that will tell you how many deals you need to stay in the business. So let's walk through that again. Survival, business expenses, personal expenses, and taxes, right? That's what you know you have to pay every year to be able to not go to jail for taxes, to provide for your family, drive your car, be on the MLS. Cool. Then I also need you to figure out a little bit of math. So if you've had closings, take your commissions, do the average. Now, just the number you get is not your commission. Remember that. I have a whole video on your number as well. What you need to figure out is, what else do I pay out of this number that it may not be reflective here? Is it photography that I had to pay for the listing? Is it flyers? Is it open house directional signs? I'm talking about a lot of open houses today. What is your actual number? And then to be super conservative, guys, super conservative, you're going to take that number and divide it by 2, okay? So that's what you need to make sure that you get your actual net. When you have your net, you know your income, you know what you actually need, how many deals to go on. So the second thing we're going to do is activity math. Not math as an activity, but activity math. So once we do that, we will reverse engineer it, and we'll know how many appointments that we're going to need, how many conversations we're going to need, and then we can break that down to a daily target. So there's no more guessing, no more hoping, but a clear number to hit. Following that, we're going to go through the hidden costs, right? And this is because this is where most agents also get caught up. They don't have an income problem. You have a profit leak problem. Got a whole video on that one too, but I'll put it all together for you right here in this one. So start tracking this versus what you actually keep versus what you actually make. Because you think you make the big number, but you're actually making the little number, and there's still some leakage there because you're paying for things out of that. And the gap in that is where you really get hung up. Because you're like, I made this much on paper, and I've sold this much on paper, and I have this much expenses. Where'd the rest of it go? That's the gap. That's the leakage you've got to find out. So at the end of the day, guys, you've heard the statement, work smarter, not harder. Why don't we translate that to your real estate business? Why are we doing things all day long that actually don't give you value? So success isn't about doing more closings all the time, but it's about understanding your numbers so you can make things more profitable. Maybe you upcharge some things that you were undercharging for so you can make up that difference. And once you figure that out, then you're going to have a sustainable business. So if you like what I'm saying here, I threw a lot at you. We've got a lot of videos about this. So do me a favor, hit the link in bio or shoot a DM to us, and we'll send you our math and money workbook for real estate agents. And it's going to help you start tracking your survival number, your weekly conversations, conversions, calculations, all of that stuff. If that's really not your forte, we're going to help you do it because we want to make your business feel predictable, we want to feel sustainable, and we want you to become very profitable. Not just profitable, but like wealthy. So if you want that, hit me up. I'm happy to share with you, and we can help you stop filling your calendar with a bunch of bullshit and start filling your bank account with a bunch of money. So if you like that, don't forget that like and subscribe so I can feel the love that you're putting out there, because hopefully you're finding value in these videos.